Hello, everybody, and welcome to. I would say this is a fairly new game. Being damned by me, Owl. It's not the silver screen, and it doesn't even have silver screen characters in it. I mean, going on like a judgment of who's a silver screen character or not, I would say, probably not. Like neither of them have shown up very much yet. So, uh, this week we are playing with Fable and Yuni, and their characters are.
Hello, I am the Fable, and I am playing, the Antlered King, otherwise known as Antler, for short, because that's just easier to remember.
And I am Yuni. I am playing Xan, um, the wizard man. Xan, the wizard man.
Okay. So, this week we're doing a game show, which you may have guessed because I said it was a game show. But, this is, uh, I would say that, Antler and Xan, you guys are just out and about in a town looking for, I don't know, whatever the fuck you're looking for. What are you guys doing in town today?
Businessy things, I imagine. Antler's a bit new to the. I guess Antler's a bit new to the current Inkwell right now, so I guess he's taking a walk through a little corner to become familiar with the place and just see like just how different today's Inkwell is.
It's pretty different. For example, everything's in color.
Yeah, that's been the that's been one of the bigger things. Much too.
Yeah, things have gotten wild the last few hundred years.
Honestly, yeah.
Xan is probably just like out buying groceries. You know, he does have like seven mouths to feed back home, so he is able to grow a lot in his home garden to keep them fed, but sometimes you gotta like, I don't know, buy meat or salt or other things that don't grow in
Salt.
gardens.
You can't grow salt in the garden. Very, very astute.
People are like, there are vegetables and there's meat, and I'm like, there's an important thing in the middle that you need for both: salt.
Salt is
I'm
very
just surprised
important.
that you didn't fucking say like bread or some shit.
Oh man, the not tunes. Some of them do baking. It's fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably need some toiletries
So
as well.
you
Yeah,
guys
that's
are.
good.
Yeah, please make sure that you get your things. Because if you don't have your things, it's uncomfortable.
Yep,
It's true.
very
You
true.
gotta treasure your treasures. But sorry, my brain just kind of lapsed out of reasonable thought. Uh, so
Like, I mean, that's Owl.
stop that! No, you're hurting my feel. No,
I love you.
thank you.
Oh my god, Uni, why are
Anyway,
you bullying Owl? God.
okay, everybody, shut up. I'm having a thought. It takes all of my brain power. Anyway, you guys are out on the town. You're walking around, and Zan, you have a bag of groceries that you're toting around, and you have your list, which you're, I would say, about a quarter of the way done with. And you're just trying to find your way around because there's a new place that's having a sale on salt, and you need a lot of that. So you wrote down the name, but you can't quite find it. So you're just sort of wandering around, and then Antler, you are also just wandering around because you're scoping out the area, and the two of you, uh, from opposite ends, mind you, turn around the corner. Xan around the right, and Antler around the left, and you two collide.
Uh,
Uh,
My goodness. I'm so sorry.
Apologies. I don't think. Antler's just
You
gonna
stand there
stare.
awkwardly.
Yeah, basically.
Xan
Uh,
is making sure he didn't spill all his salt-based groceries all over the place, and um,
you
uh,
didn't, but you did drop your notes and your grocery list.
and he's just he's like trying to do that awkward thing where like your arms are full, but you're trying to bend down to get something, and it's awkward.
Antler just. Sorry, he's not nice. Antler's just gonna take a
Just gonna
step back.
watch.
Antler's just gonna take a step back and watch as this old man tries to pick up all his things.
Okay, Zan, can you roll dex?
Oh, good.
And also call out the number for me because I'm trying not to turn on the screen to my phone because I want this game to be able to last as long as it needs to.
Understandable. That's a 7.
Okay, you lean over, but you pitch a little bit too far forward. You thought you had it, you don't, and
Oh boy.
a lot of the groceries from the top part of your bag fall onto the ground, and then you're just like, oh shit, and you try to catch it with your other hand, but then the bag slips and now it's all on the ground.
Oh god, and that's why they call me Burger Pants now.
Oh, poor Sam.
And then Zan just like heaves a sigh and goes, "Oh, very well." And he starts just I don't know. He casts Mage Hand to help him pick up all the extra stuff. Uh, because figures and I assume Antler is still just standing there watching.
Actually, Antler has started walking around Zan and is going to start walking away.
Honestly, like I mean, between just standing there and walking, I feel like walking away is at least more normal. um, but and just sort of rolls his eyes. All right, and uh, finishes magically and also normally picking up all the stuff he spilled all over the ground.
Antler, can you please roll perception?
Sure. I'm sorry, Zan. He's such a butt. Sorry, you
He
said
is a
perception.
butt.
You said perception, yeah?
Yeah.
22.
Okay, with that, you notice the carton of eggs that is half splattered across the ground because that also fell out of Zan's bag, and you manage to step over it. There's still a few good eggs left in that carton, but a lot of them are pretty gross.
I think as he steps over it, he quietly casts prestidigitation behind him just to kind of clean up the mess.
Okay, I'm gonna say that the shattered bits of egg and yolk are tidied up, and the only thing that's left is the box was kind of a wash, but it's now cleaner, and it has 4 of the 12 eggs in it, and they're there and have shells that aren't broken.
Nice. Antler's gonna keep on walking. I'm sorry, he's not nice right now.
Well, thanks everyone for coming to the game. It's been fun.
I'm just like, and I set up a meet cute and everything.
You did. Unfortunately, you did not account for Buttman.
Actually, I
sorry.
did. As soon as
Good.
Antler casts prestidigitation, you hear like a voice from the ether in both of your heads that's like, it's not what I was hoping for, but I'll take it. And suddenly, you guys fall through the floor.
Oh, good.
Do I need to make some kind of, I don't know, save or something?
No, you fall through the floor and you land heavily on something plush and comfortable, and you can see because it's actually very well lit wherever you are now. Uh, like you're kind of handcuffed to a large red armchair that's completely studded and covered with glitter.
What is this? And Antler's gonna try and pull out from the, try and get his arms loose from from the shackles on the chair.
You cannot because they adjust themselves to your size. Xan, you like also have these shackles, but after a second on you, they disappear because I'd assume that Xan is not like shouting and about to like hurt anybody.
Uh, correct. Also, it's a good thing they got off him pretty quick because he might have started having a panic attack.
Yeah,
Oh,
like that was something where like I figured that he started breathing a little too fast, and the whoever brought you here recognized the signs of a panic attack and just sort of went shook. Okay, you're okay. But then Antler started fighting back and yelling, and they were like, oh shit, not again. And so he's still stuck.
yeah. Antler's not having. Antler is immediately not having a good time. He doesn't know what's happening, but he does not appreciate it at all.
The area is you said is well lit.
Yes.
Where are they?
You guys are what looks like a large TV studio. You're both on a raised stage. There's a lot of lights. You don't see an audience, but you can, in fact, see like these ghostly specters of people who are like there, sort of, but not there. And you realize that these are the people who are watching from their stones of far sight at home. Their televisions.
Um, and can they see each other as well?
Antler, and yes, you can. If you turn your head to the left or to the right, uh, like depending on which one you are, both of you can see each other. Xan, you are on the left side of this room, and Antler, you are on the. Hang on, Xan, you're on the right side of this room. Antler, you're on the left side.
Okay, one or the other.
Cool.
Yeah.
Antler's gonna look over at Xan, see that Xan is not handcuffed, and immediately make assumptions. Explain yourself immediately. I do not appreciate being teleported without my consent.
No, I think a few people do. Hello?
Uh, Xan, your groceries are fine, by the way. They're sitting nicely in the bag with the eggs stacked on top, next to your chair. Sorry, I felt like that
Good.
was an important detail.
That's good to know. It was groceries don't come cheap.
Yeah. So you say hello, hello, and then uh, it was already well lit in here, but then like a huge floodlight spotlight comes on, and standing in the middle of this brilliant beam is a silhouette, and you hear all of a sudden music comes on, and it's da 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 da, and that sort of like show tunesy game showy stuff, and it this person says, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are y'all doing tonight? And the audience cheers, big yell, like, "Wow! Oh my God! It's a game show!" Woo! And and with that, this figure turns around, and now you can see his face, or what passes for a face, because this toon, whatever he is, looks like he's made out of game boards and pieces, and is animated in a sort of stop motion style.
Ooh.
Slightly housing.
Yep. I just forgot what the word was, and I'm being straightforward for the people who are like, what the fuck is housing?
um And Xan is sort of squinting against the light and um is sort of like glancing over at Antler. It's just like he certainly didn't get the impression that Antler is responsible for any of this, what with the chains and the anger and everything, but he's still just like, what is happening?
Antler at this point has stopped struggling against the restraints and is just sitting there and staring at this apparent host. He's just
Okay, Antler,
staring.
as soon as you stop Antler, as soon as you stop struggling, the chains shunk away into the chair, and you're left in a very comfortable, large red armchair with a heart-shaped back.
He'll rub his wrists a little bit and take a bit more proper look at the place. Am I to understand this is some sort of entertainment?
And with that, this host looks at both of you and says, "Of course, only the most entertaining entertainment. Oh, like this side of anywhere, really. We're Toons, and this is a game show that's like double entertaining. So, anyway, hello and welcome. My name is Abby Stract," and his name lights up in like bright light bulbs behind him. And there's another cheer from the audience, and he says, "And I am the host of everyone's favorite game show on Inkwell. Who's your royal charming?" And then the theme song plays again, and it's da 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 da, and there's more cheering, and he like or it or they or she, you can't tell a gender on this tune, but Abby strides forward and adjusts the large bow tie that they are wearing, and then says, "This is a game show of love, of adventure, of your heart's desire." And he's striking different poses as he talks, as the two of you just kind of sit there staring.
Of what?
Your heart's desire.
Antler just stares.
Xan is just to say, okay. I assume participation is mandatory at this point.
Oh, no, of course not.
Oh.
Antler stands
Lovely.
up.
No. You at least have to hear me out. That part is mandatory.
Is it?
Yes, you have to hear what I have to say, and if you still don't want to participate, then of course I will teleport you right back to where you were, and you can go about with your horrible, lonely, miserable old man life.
Antler slowly sits down and just waves his hand. Go on then.
All right. So, who's your royal charming? Have either of you ever tuned into the show before? Anyone?
And Xana like has to. It sounds familiar. I'd never.
No.
It's a dating show. Am I mistaken?
No, you're quite right. This is a romantic dating show. The point of this game is to help people who have high compatibility with each other, as determined by our genius love detectors and fortune tellers. And high compatibility simply means that if given the right chance and everything lined up, you would make a very nice pair. It doesn't mean, of course, that you are destined to be in true love, because that's a whole nother barrel of worms. We're just here to give you a little nudge, a little opportunity. But most people don't want to take that opportunity unless there's something in it for them. And that's where "Who's Your Royal Charming?" and then the lights flash again, comes in, because we simply have you do a series of trials, both of you, And then, once you reach the end, you are rewarded with your heart's desire. And your heart's desire may not be exactly what your heart desires, but it is what your heart needs. Uh, Basically, is there anything in your life you've ever really, really wanted?
Antler's sitting up straight now, but he's not answering.
I can
Abby
think.
looks more at Xan for this.
Um, yes, I can think of a few things.
All right. So, let's go with a previous entrant on this show, so we don't have to divulge any surprises for the end. This here is Miss Wolf, and like a conjured image shows up, and it's a picture of a nice half-toon woman who you can also tell is a werewolf because there's two pictures, one of her in her human form and one of her in her wolf form, and this Miss Wolf's true like heart's desire was infinite donuts. And her game partner for the day was Miss Scarlet over here, and another picture of a pretty woman with dark hair shows up. She's very short, but she seems pretty nice. She is a baker, and her heart's desire is enough money to start her own business. And the two of them managed to pass all of their trials. And when they got to the end of the course, as we call it, they both got their heart's desire. The wolf got infinite donuts, and Miss Scarlet got her bakery, and the two of them are still in a very happy and loving relationship today.
Well, that's extremely wholesome.
Incredibly far-fetched, more like it.
Like Xan just is like, this is Einquell, so.
God, I love that we have one old man who's like, yeah, I'll roll with it. And then the other old man is just, I hate all of you.
Basically.
The old, like, again, the the old man who's rolling with it is just like, he's a real kind, so he's like, oh boy, I am intimidated, but also I am hoping that, this is largely harmless.
And how is
So-
it that a game show is able to grant these heart's desires, as you call them?
We have connections. And just for a moment, something huge and terrifying and wondrous lurking behind the figure that you know is Abby Stract sort of flashes into being. And if you could roll me a wisdom check, please? Like a wisdom save?
Cool.
14.
Okay, I'm gonna say
19.
that, alright, both of you are not scared out of your shit, but, you are in fact a little impressed. But you're still, like, coherent and you're not freaked out.
Good, because that's the last thing they need in this situation. And Xan just
Yeah.
goes, well, better to, use your connections to find true love for strangers than other uses. Xan is sort of, again, glances over to Antler. It's like, well, no harm in having a little game, I suppose.
I can see much the harm in it.
There is one catch. Both of you have to reach the end to get your heart's desire.
Ah, of course.
If either one of you chooses not to participate, well, I'm afraid we need 2 people to run the course, and if we can't find anyone with an equal compatibility to use Xan at this moment, then I'm afraid we'll have to just, go for another couple.
Antler looks over at Xan. Antler looks over at Abstract. Antler sighs. I suppose it is worth spending a little more time to see where this ridiculousness goes.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You may stand, by the way. And he motions, and you both sort of like floop up onto your feet, and the chairs disappear. And then Abby, they sort of like stride over and sling an arm around Antler's shoulder and lean in and say, I'm very glad you said yes, because honestly, I don't know what we were going to do with this prize otherwise. There isn't a lot of call for metal vessels,
If you
Black
value your hand, you will remove it from my shoulder.
Well, okay, I didn't think we were there, but, and then there is a slight, there's a honk noise, and Abby is then on the other side of the room, and your butt is, a little bit stingy.
Oh my god.
It's a good thing Abstract moved, otherwise Antler would have whacked them.
Oh my gosh.
And Abby heads over to Xan and says, no worries, no worries. I'm not usually the type to give a little bit of a main squeeze to anybody. That was just because, honestly, I think he could learn to loosen up.
Well, Xan is like trying to think of how to say something delicately, and it's not quite coming to him. Like, we all have our off days, and being kidnapped for entertainment doesn't always put people in the best of moods.
Oh no, I know. That's why we have the chains on the chairs now.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Antler's just standing here waiting. There's probably like a dark, there's just like darkness looming over him because he's not in a good mood, but I'm laughing.
I'm also laughing, sorry.
No, it's good. This is very entertaining.
But then Abby sort of swoops up to the front, claps his hands together, and says, well, now it is time to begin. If both of you would take your places at the 2 doors, the one on my left is for you, Mr. Xan, and the one on my right is for you, Mr. Antlered Kong.
Antlered King.
Oh yes, this is my intern has horrible handwriting. Anyhow, yes, just take a step forward and then simply turn the knob, and you will be on your way.
Well, good luck.
Oh, by the way, you two will be in constant communication with each other. Bye! And Abby disappears.
Wonderful. Let us just get this over with.
Oh, that's the spirit.
Do not patronize me. And Antler will go to his door on the right.
Okay.
Xan goes to his door as well.
Ready, set, beep. The doors are unlocked.
All right, Antler.
And they go through, I presume.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both go through, and over your eyes, a sort of like little overlay of what looks like glasses from your point of view, but doesn't look like anything from the audience's point of view. is there, and there's a little sort of miniaturized like screen in the corner, so you can see what Antler is seeing, and Antler, you can see what Xan is seeing, and you can also hear each other.
All right.
Brilliant.
There, that's one word for it, I suppose.
And there's a laugh from the audience.
Ah, yes. Lovely, we have an audience.
Canned laughter. So you two have entered each of these rooms, and the doors shut behind you, and you are now both in elaborate dressing rooms.
A what?
Elaborate dressing rooms, like a large, huge closet full of absolutely, like, on Xan's side, fancy clothes of all types. There are gowns, suits, basically everything you could need to ever possibly look fancy and nice at a party. And on Antler's side, it looks like the prop department from a middle school stage play.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Looks like Ruby's been in here. No.
It's just that messy, too.
Yeah. And you said they're able to see into the others' rooms as well, yeah?
Yeah, they can see what each other can see as a little, like, picture-in-picture type thing in the lower corner of their vision.
Oh, okay. What are the purpose of these rooms, I wonder?
Abby's voice comes on over the intercom. I don't know how to fantasize that. So just, basically, big booming fantasy voice says, "All right, for your first trial, you need to gird your loins." Metaphorically speaking. It's a saying. Anyway, you need to prepare yourself for the trials that come. And then there's, like, lightning and, like, thunder flash. So, in bold terms, that means you need to dress to kill. If you look around, you'll see several items. And, Xan, on your side, you need to pick the thing that you think would most dress to impress the company. And, Antlered King, on your side, pick whatever you think will help you the most in your trials to come.
Okay.
And, what is your... Do you think that, you would notice that, there's, like... Xan, do you think Xan would notice that there are, like, little glowy letters, like, hanging out on, Antler's side?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Antler, you can't see these.
Okay.
Oh. Hold on. Give me a moment. And, like, do the letters spell anything?
Yes, Antler, what are you looking at right now?
I think he's currently just not looking at anything in particular. He's just slowly browsing over the mess that's in this room. Try to find something
Okay,
useful.
so, yes, you browse over the mess that's in the room, and your eyes sort of drift over a pair of tight hot pants that are...
God.
And hovering over that pair of hot pants is a +1. It says +1 dex.
Oh, well, well, I don't know if you care for statistics versus aesthetic, but
What is it?
um well, the you know, pants there, they
These are pants and and Antler. Actually, I'm gonna roll. D10 because I don't think he's actually holding it. Okay, Antler pulls out his staff and uses it to just poke at the pants in slight disdain.
They're very
in
shiny and sequined.
Oh my god.
in a loose sense of the word, you can't see the letters over them, can you? Oh dear.
I cannot.
Well, the indication with those ones is that they will, I believe, help your dexterity. But there are other things in the room for you to look at. You don't have to,
Antler proceeds to move past the pants and look elsewhere in the room. But I think he's actually gonna take a moment to look into Xan's room, just because Xan mentioned being able to see, glowing numbers or letters. So he's gonna see if he can, see the same in Xan's.
Antler, you look over into Zan's, but you can't see any floating numbers or letters. But you do sort of, every time Zan sort of looks around this room, into the various sort of, like, there are dressing rooms, like little, like, you know, when you go shopping and you go into a dressing room to try on what you've bought.
Mm-hmm.
Every time his gaze sweeps over a certain one of them, a little, like, crosshairs trigger appears over it.
So Antler can tell what he's looking at. Am I understanding that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
well, I don't know what it is you'd prefer to wear, but I suppose I could help you find something that rides the line of use versus um design.
As long as it is not pants, I am amenable. As for you, your instructions were dressed to impress. Am I understanding that correctly?
You are, in fact.
And who needs to be impressed exactly?
And that's when you look over the room and you notice that the different sort of the different dressing rooms have different, like, furniture decoration styles, like Rococo, Edwardian, sort of classic medieval, like 30s, and like 40s zoot suits. Uh, just, you can tell what type of, like time period each of these dressing rooms are supposed to be if you look at them, because Antler, they are labeled in your vision whenever the crosshairs appears over them. And again, the crosshairs only, like, seems to be appearing with, like, the, you know, in games where it'll, like, blink and flash to tell you where to go next.
Yeah.
There is one that specifically is blinking and flashing whenever Zan's eyes sort of hover over it.
A moment. Would you look back at that, the one you were just looking at? Will you look at it again?
Oh, sure. He's been trying to peer at Antler's side of things, but he will be like, "Oh, right, I have my own thing to pay attention to," and looks at it.
It appears to start glowing when you look at it.
I see. What is that one styled for?
The one that that one is styled for specifically is 1970s sort of disco wear.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Antler relays this information, though I am unfamiliar with the style of disco, was it?
Oh, um, Well, I wasn't particularly engaged in the lifestyle, but I can. Sure. All right. Okay. This'll be fun. um,
Do you wish to dress? I'm unfamiliar with the style. Do you even care for it?
um, it's 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 a thing. I have no particular feelings one way or the other about it. It's just a very distinctive look.
Hmm. I will take your word for it. And Antler will now go back to looking around the room. He's not going to the he's not gonna pick up the pants.
Understandable.
It's not
Are
happening.
I Zan is basically like he's pretty sure he's picked up on Antler's vibe as being not especially inclined towards club wear. um
Nope.
what other sort like are all of the labeled clothes in that vein?
No, they're actually all from different things, and you can actually tell there's five different sort of like sections of items because if you look around, you can see that the signs have fallen down and like things are vaguely organized, but like basically a bunch of eighth graders have completely forgotten to put away everything in the exact right place, so it's all in approximate places.
Uh-huh.
So all the weapons are in one corner. You see a sword and a bunch of other stuff like little like props. All of the hats and helmets are in another. Armor is in a big pile on the ground. The pants are just kind of lined up where Antler had seen the leggings before, and the hot pants. There are shoes, and they're all lined up against the back wall. I'm gonna put this a little bit easier for you guys. There are five different items that you can use to give yourself a boost antler in. Uh,
Hmm.
they are each category is there is shoes, pants, armor, helmet, and weapon.
I think Antler's probably gonna look at the armor.
Okay, so over in the corner with the armor, you can see there's a large dark cloak. There is a reinforced back brace. There's a wizard robe that just has like it's patterned with like old wizards giving thumbs up with cool shades. And there is also sort of a padded fireman's jacket. There is you can't see anything. It looks like just a blank space to you, but Zan, you can see that it is labeled as a shirt. You can see its outline, and it is what I like to call the Emperor's shirt, and it is invisible.
Cannot believe it. Oh
Oh
my god.
boy.
Owl.
And there is also what I can only describe as like a sexy dress with like a large slit down the side of the leg.
Oh my god.
Antler briefly looks at the dress. Or he gazes over everything for about the same amount of time, which is not incredibly long, and then he looks at the dress maybe a few seconds longer before moving on.
Does the dress have any bonuses?
Yes, you look at the dress and it gives you a +1 to charisma.
Ah.
These sorry, and these ones are on. They are on Antler's side, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm describing this half of the puzzle is for Antler.
Okay.
Yeah, Zan will sort of like read off what the bonuses that appear are to Antler as he looks through them.
I think said there was a cloak or something.
There is a hood. Well, yes, there is a cloak. The cloak has it says wisdom +1 over it.
Okay. I think Antler's gonna pick out the dress, but Owl, I have a question with the
Yeah?
slit. Oh, what do I have?
Mid-thigh.
Mid-thigh? Okay. Don't suppose...
Like, it's a sexy, sort of slinky evening gown.
Okay. Antler looks at it for a bit, and, like, he considers it, but he sees the slit, and he's just like, he puts it back.
Okay, so am I to say that mid-thigh is too much?
Antler's not comfortable with any amount of leg showing.
Oh,
Can we go with, like up to the knee?
Argument can be made with that. Okay.
Okay, so, the slit is not, mid-thigh, it is, at the knee. Which gives you ease of movement, actually.
Okay. In that case, Antler will look at it, stare, and sigh, and drape it over an arm. I suppose this will do.
hell yeah.
Okay, so there's also pants, shoes, helmets, and weapons to choose from.
Oh, I can pick one. Oh, so it's not just picking one. Oh, okay.
No, you have to pick one of each so you have a completely new outfit.
Oh, okay. I guess with the pants then, are there any pants that are just like, I guess, pitch black?
Yes, there's a pair of pitch black leggings, there's a pair of gray sweatpants, there's a pair of red plaid trousers, there's a pair of layered ski pants, there is the sequined hot pants from earlier, and there's a pair of sheer tights.
What stats did the black, the first one?
That gives you a +1 to wisdom.
Okay, Antler will pick that out.
Okay, there you go. So now you have a pair of black leggings and a cool, sexy dress.
Yeah. And he's hoping the darkness of the leggings will hide his legs a little bit, even with the slit. Because it's still a lot for him.
It'll end up looking cool.
Hopefully.
So you still gotta pick shoes and a helmet and a weapon.
Yeah, I guess he'll go to shoes next.
Okay, so there is, basically one of these is just no shoes. There's also a pair of leather boots, a pair of magic sandals, which look like flip-flops, and a pair of iron boots, which are boots that have, like, iron toes. And there is also a pair of sticky sneakers, which are, it's a pair of sneakers, but they've got candy stuck to them. And there is also a pair of impressive stiletto high heels.
Oh my god. What are the stats for the magical sandals?
The magic sandals will give you +1 to int.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
I think I'll take the sandals then.
Okay.
Mostly because he sees anything with heels, and he's actually not used to those, so...
So, now you need to pick a helmet or a weapon.
Okay. Helmet.
Alright, so there is a hood, there's a bike helmet, there is a wizard hat, there's a gas mask, a ninja mask, and a bejeweled circlet.
I spaced so hard there. Could you repeat, please?
Yes, there is a hood, a bike helmet, a wizard hat, a gas mask, a ninja mask, and a bejeweled circlet.
Antler's picking the hood.
Okay, so that's another, that is +1 to wisdom.
Okay. And and the leggings had wisdom as well, yeah? The black pants?
Yeah, so you now have a +2 to wisdom, +1 to int, and +1 to charisma.
Okay. I'm just writing that all down so I remember.
And then you come across the weapons that are all, like, in a big bucket.
Alright.
There is a pen, there is a sword, there is a book, there is a bag of gold, there is a rubber chicken, and there is a rose.
I guess he will take the book.
Okay, that's another +1 to int.
Oh, yeah.
Big brain.
Big brain.
Okay, so you have +2 to intelligence,
Sweet.
+2 to wisdom, and +1 to charisma.
All right. Writing that all down. I got it. All right. With his outfit all picked out, Antler will, I guess, turn to the side to look at Xan's, what Xan sees, and, well, I have mine picked out. How are you faring?
Xan has sort of like, as he's been helping out Antler pick pick his fancy clothes, very stylish and well put together look. Um, he's picked out like some platform shoes and bell bottoms, and um uh is yeah, picking through for a decently disco-y fashion. And it isn't it's kind of perfect because it's like Zan doesn't have a great sense of fashion, but he likes bright colors. um and disco is great for that.
I just
Can
need.
you
um
please roll me wisdom?
Me?
Yes, you, Uni.
Okay.
I would also like to make just a wisdom saving throw for Antler the moment he sees those bell bottoms.
Go
It's a
ahead.
16.
17. Okay. Antler refrains from going, "Dear Lord, what are those?" He just held back from saying that.
Okay, so Xan, you you have successfully picked out what looks to be a very nice outfit, and Antler, you look at the clothes that he's picked out, and in the reticle over like the clothes, there's just a green check mark.
Hmm. I see a green check mark, so I can assume that means that whatever it is you are wearing is sufficient.
Oh, good. Xana sort of like he's like, the rest of the fashion, he can get used to it, whatever. He is not a vain person. Platform heels are intimidating.
Can he walk
Clunk
in?
clunk.
Can he walk in platforms though?
That is the question, isn't it?
Oh my god.
I guess you'd have to roll dex for that, but I'll be nice to you and say that they have like a charm that makes them easier to walk in.
Great, love it.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man, I have to ask the question. Zan is not like just going to do it on his own, but is there is there magic that poofs his hair out into an afro?
Oh my god.
There can be there's also like a book that has like hairstyles that you can pick from, and they have all the stuff that was popular in the 1970s. So yes, there's the opportunity for an afro, for like dreads that have like cool like little hair ornaments attached to them, for the straight up like pompadour sort of 1970s look, just like anything from the 1970s that you can picture someone of like Zan's age and taste like picking. They have that sort of hairstyle. Then you just sort of hold your hand on it, and your hair will like style itself.
Oh god, yeah. He Why not? Let's go all in with
Oh
the
my
freaking
god.
afro.
Oh
It's
my god.
going to be a nightmare and
Oh
I
my
love it.
god. I'm just imagining Sand full disco with an afro
Oh,
get up, and I love it.
he's got on like the tiny colored shades.
Good. I was just about to ask. That delights me.
You
Oh
hear
my
like
god.
appreciative claps and whoops from the audience because Zan, you look great.
Sure, he does. Oh, he's sort of gives himself a little twirl in the mirror because that's what you do, right? And he goes, well, as far as
You're the
first challenges
dancing
go,
bear.
this is certainly one.
Mm.
Once you have both fully picked out your outfits and gotten changed, there's like a little both of your reticles go dark while you're changing, so that neither of you feels uncomfortable and nobody can see you while you're changing.
Oh, good.
Good plan.
Yeah. So after that, you come back out and you're both decked out in your outfit.
I want to say, just it's a rule of Antler's design that the fur has to somehow be included.
It's got the
Yeah,
big,
you have
the
like
big...
a fur boa.
Okay, good. Yeah, good. Very good. Is it pot?
Like a fur boa that's over your that's over your limbs, and you're just you look very sort of like might kill you. I don't know. Might delete. Felt hot later. Look to you.
Nice, very nice. Antler's also gonna pull out some gloves from his hammer space because Antler is very vain, and this look seems like it could use some one of those elbow high gloves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pulling it together.
Yep.
Yeah,
Finishing
you
touches.
pull on a pair of black elbow length gloves that match your leggings.
This will suffice.
You huh. Xan sort of gives him a thumbs up. You're pulling it off.
Antler stares at Xan. Wait, are they still in the respective rooms, or are they like in the next area seeing each other?
They are still in their respective rooms, but now that they're done changing, they can see each other in the mirror.
Okay, cool. Antler kind of just stares off, kind of in any direction, not really sure how to respond. Yes, well, I suppose you...
Said,
Yes, thank you. Antler clears his throat and heads towards the door.
Okay, so the both of you head through your doors?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So you both head through your doors, and Antler, on your side, you are suddenly greeted by a huge, intimidating moat filled with rocks and vicious animals and lava and a bunch of other things that look like they would be a pain in the ass to have to climb on and over to get to the other side of the moat. And Xan, on your side, you have entered a boogie wonderland.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's the song that's playing right now.
Oh my god. Antler's just staring at this and just... of course.
Also, I forgot to mention it, but the moat is not actually lava. There's no heat coming off of it. The moat is just full of, like, semi-viscous glitter.
Lovely.
It's pink.
How far is the moat?
It's long enough that you can't, you can't just step over it.
Is it
I
more...
would say it's probably...
No,
What are you saying?
No, you go. I'll let you finish.
No, you go. I want to hear what you were saying.
I wanted to ask if it was up to 30 feet.
Yes, it is definitely longer than 30 feet.
Damn it. Okay.
We're hoping he could just magic past it.
He was hoping he could use Misty Step to teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot.
Lovely. You said there are animals?
Yeah, but they're actually just, like, wooden or stuffed animals. Like, they're props.
Oh, okay.
And there's also, like, an animatronic, like, dragon that's breathing out real fire.
Of course. Why not?
Then the voice comes on over the intercom. in order to storm the castle and meet your true love, and the audience goes, woo! You must first cross the moat.
Of course.
Xan is, there's a lot happening on his side, but he is more concerned about what's happening on Antler's side. He goes, "Oh, goodness." And like immediately, like he, learned from the last room, he's looking for any sort of indicators of how he can help Antler out.
It doesn't really look like there's any sort of like indicators of things that could help him out, but there is sort of like just there's like an arrow and it just says cross.
What's in the book Antler picked up?
You open the book and it's like the book just like straight up is it has like a list of fairy tales in it.
Ah, okay. So nothing. So it's not actually like a spell book. It's just okay.
Yeah, it's got some fairy tales and stuff in it, and you open it and the first one listed is Sleeping Beauty.
Antler shuts the book. Looks at the moat. I'm looking through his spells. No, I'm gonna save. I will save. I'll save it. And I guess Antler will sigh once more and begin the trek across.
Okay, can you please roll me dexterity?
Yeah, let's roll dexterity.
Basically, this is the floor is lava.
Yeah.
And if you fuck up, you get covered in pink glitter.
Oh man. I'm like I myself am regretting the hot pants. Antler is just thinking this might as well happen. Oh god, I can't. I'm about to roll. I can't look. It's a 7. No.
Okay, so you take one step, and you manage to get on the first thing. Take another step, and you are now on the back of what looks like a hippo? But then all of a sudden, the dragon opens its mouth again and breathes fire, and you panic and just kind of slip and land in the middle of the viscous pink glitter, and you hear it ooh from the audience.
Can he stand? Can he stand up in the glitter?
He can, but like it's up to your chin.
Antler's just gonna. He's got to do that. Blow some of the glitter out of his face. That's gotten into his hood.
Again, this is like viscous glitter, so it's like glitter glue.
Oh my god. Oh man, and I don't have anything prepared that could help him with this in terms of spells.
Oh,
so I think
buddy.
Antler's just gonna with steam coming out of his hood, he's just gonna start trudging through the glitter glue. He's not gonna bob. It's like he knows himself well enough to know he's just gonna end up falling again, so he's just gonna walk through it.
Oh my god.
That's fair. You trek through the glitter glue, and that's why we're gonna go move over to Xan, because this might take a little bit.
Yeah.
And Xan, you find yourself gazing out upon a marvelous land of dance and wonder and disco and shiny mirror balls hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, I see.
It's also full of people.
Are they actual people?
Yeah, these are actual like real kind people who are also dressed up in disco outfits and having a good time.
Xan, he doesn't do a lot of dancing, so he's in this getup and is just like, oh boy, okay, good.
So the voice of Abby comes down over the intercom again and says, Your challenge is to find the person with the key and convince them to give it to you in this room.
I see. Okay. Uh, let's see.
Boogie Wonderland. Ha, ha, yeah. And someone on like skates just kind of like zooms past you.
It's part disco, part roller rink.
Yeah, so do you remember the 21st night of December?
Oh my god.
And Zan's. Oh god, this might be a bad idea. First, he's gonna do a detect magic.
Okay, you do a detect magic, and this whole place lights up like a fucking Christmas tree.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Basically, it kind of hurts to look at.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
This whole place is full of fucking magic. Congratulations, you have found out the magic location you were teleported to. It's full
Yeah.
of magic.
Y'all, this place's magic is all get out.
Exactly.
Magic is fun. Yeah, that's about what I expected, but I had to at least try.
Yeah, that's fair.
Goes, all right, great. He like straightens out his polyester jacket. He's like, fine, we'll just turn on the old charm. And awkwardly shuffles onto the dance floor looking for whoever might have the key.
So you enter the dance floor, and there is a large like group of people, and they're all like dancing, and they're like just having a really good time, and like it'd be awkward to interrupt them, right? But like also you really need that key, so like what do you do?
Um, there's the best he can think of to do. He actually like spends a moment being like, would be no. Yes, I understand. Thank you. You're not help. Fine, fine. I'll just wait. And he tries to start dancing.
Okay, so you start dancing, and are you mimicking other? Like, do you have any experience with this form of dancing art?
Nope.
Okay, so then I'm gonna have to have you roll charisma.
Is Antler still able to see all this?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Good.
I'm just gonna wait to see what uni rolls.
I will
It's a
say
3!
that you trip and
Oh,
fall onto your
perfect.
face.
Oh my gosh.
Can I say while Antler's trudging through the glitter glue, he just sees this happening on Zanzen and just goes, "What on earth was that?"
Was dancing.
That's what you would call that.
And he, like Xan is just like he's just like on the ground, like maybe if I lie here, I could just fuse into the floor, cast meld into stone,
Oh god.
and lie here forever.
All right, I'm gonna throw Zan a bone here and say Antler. You can still see what Zan can see, and Zan, you sort of instead of pressing your face flat to the stone, you look up a little bit because you're like, oh god. And as you look up, Antler, you can see in the air, just like Zan, how Antler's thing just said cross. Antler, you can see that Zan's thing says have fun.
If you're done feeling sorry for yourself, I believe the intent of your room is to entertain yourself.
Um, and Zan will awkwardly pick himself back up and kind of dust himself off and goes, doesn't seem like the most challenging challenge to pull out, does it?
Do you know how to dance?
Um, not this particular style,
Then
really.
just dance what you know. And in the mind of Antler, he finishes with, to get this over with. Doesn't say it out loud, though.
um, Then is sort of takes a moment. It's just this awkward moment of like, it's an old man, but like standing like an awkward middle schooler, just like, school dance. Um, but he just closes his eyes and takes a deep breath and okay. Dance what I know.
And as you are gathering yourself and just sort of breathing and focusing on that thought, another song comes on as the last one finishes, and you hear "Ooh yeah," and everyone in the room goes, "Oh yeah, I love this song!" And now they're all just dancing like fucking dweebs. And the song continues. I'm just a love machine.
Oh my god.
Gonna work for nobody but you. I'm just a love machine. And everyone is just having a good time and hooting and hollering right now.
Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to try and roll performance then.
Yeah,
I mean,
everyone just looks really stupid. They're all having a good time.
surely it can't go worse than last time. Oh, not much better. That's a 6. Um,
You
hey, he
try,
doubled his last roll.
you try and you don't fall over, but you're still really stiff, and it's like nobody is like watching you, even though you're trying to give like a performance or whatever. You're not having a good time, and it's showing in the way that you're dancing. And once again, Antler, you see that the have fun now has an underline.
I imagine that Antler can hear the music like coming through the wall of his room.
Yeah,
by
I'm
the way.
just a love machine. Ain't gonna work for nobody but you. I'm just a love machine.
Wait, does Antler know Zan's name at this point? Shit.
Yes,
I
the two
believe
of them.
Abby's has said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zan, correct. We can both agree that we do not much care for either of our challenges.
Sure, I suppose.
The point of yours, the sign says to have fun. I do not know how you go about having fun, but it appears, however, they expect you to have fun is not working.
No. It's not so easy to just say have fun and then do it, but
Indeed.
That's why it's a challenge.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Antlers out there just wading through glue, and Zan's just like, enjoy yourself outside of your comfort zone. Ugh.
I'm just over here like this was supposed to be really easy. I'm basically spoon feeding Zan at this point. Just don't care about what others think of you and go have a fun time in the funky disco zone.
Yeah, that would be nice if he could get a decent roll above a 5.
I'm trying to think. can't really do any sort of...
Wait. Does Antler know how to dance?
He does. He's currently in a vat of glitter glue at the moment.
Yeah, but could he possibly describe how to dance to someone else who wasn't very good at it?
That he can do. Alright, I see. Okay. Antler thinks a bit. I think he's taken a moment to pause in the glitter glue to think. And then once more, not for the first and definitely not the last time, he sighs. Alright. Xan. Are you good at taking instructions?
I like to think so.
Alright. I am unsure if this dance still exists today, but I will instruct you how to dance, and you simply follow it. Does that sound doable to you?
Yes. I think that should be fine. He's just like, yes. Because like most of all, it's just like he's intimidated by crowds. He doesn't do great in big groups of people. He can just focus in on the voice that is of a single person helping him out, even if it's this grump.
Okay, I just rolled
insight.
I just rolled insight to see if Antler can get that vibe from Xan.
Aww.
So with that in mind, Antler's just gonna... Alright then. In that case, simply, it might do you best to close your eyes and then simply move. As I instruct you, of course.
Very well. I am in your hands.
Love Machine winds down, and a slower, sort of more, dare I say, romantic disco song starts playing. A slow song.
Of course.
Now, this dance involves a partner usually, but you will just have to pretend, as it were. Imagine you are holding their shoulder in one hand and their hand in the other. And there is a pattern you will need to move your feet. And there's basically just gonna lead Xan through on a classic ballroom dance.
Perfect. I love it. This is 100% what I was hoping for.
Oh, amazing. So, Xan, you find yourself following these instructions, and you almost get spooked when you feel the touch of another person on your shoulder and on your hand, but this person is just joining in with you because they recognize the dance, and you hear, I haven't danced this since high school, and then suddenly you continue to dancing, you have Antler in your ear, you hear the sound of people having a good time, you are trading partners across the dance floor, and you're just sort of gliding. It's relaxing, and it's kind of, dare I say, it's fun.
What? Having fun? When did that come into this? But yeah, once Antler just helps him like put the rest of it out of his brain, he's able to just like, yeah, let go of the other stuff for a second and be like, oh right, I can enjoy things.
Yes, you can, you funky magic man.
And I'm like, I specifically made a bunch of lessons that I thought about, okay, what could the two of these two stand to learn, both from each other and just for themselves in general? And then I put them all into one horrible heart-shaped room.
And bless you for it.
Yeah, this is great.
So you're traveling around the ballroom because Antler is very good at directing you, and the other partners in your dance are actually fairly good leaders and followers. And eventually, you make it to the other side of the flashing, multicolored dance floor, and your last partner lets go of your hand, but not before pressing a key with like the you know how like there's a key and then it's like this and then there's a stick and then there's the teeth. Like
Yeah.
the circle part of the key is shaped like a heart.
Of course it is.
And they press it into your hand and say, good luck! And then everyone in the group says, yeah! And they all continue dancing.
Oh, thank you.
Come back anytime! Woo!
And at this point, how is Antler doing? His glue puddle?
Antler has made it successfully to the other side of the glue, and the glue this whole time has been slowly, like, basically the amount of glue has been lowering the more he's helped Xan. So by the time Xan has finally gotten all the way across the dance floor, there's no glue. You are still covered in pink glitter.
Antler looks at the ground as the glue has receded, and then he just looks up at wherever he thinks a camera could be, and he's giving it such a withering look from under his hood.
For a hot second, I thought you were about to say he gives it the finger.
No, I thought that was what he was gonna do too, and then Abby'd have to be like, "What? Not on this show." Censored.
No, he just gives a very withering look. But he hefts himself up, and something tells me prestidigitation isn't gonna clean up the entire mess. Can I at least?
No, but I'll say most of the glitter gets off until you're left with just like a subtle pink shine.
I was gonna say he was at least gonna clean it off his gloves and his hood.
Yeah, you can't get all of it off, man. You just end up with, like, you know how the Disney princesses have, like, a fucking glitter crust on them?
Yep.
That's what you're left with.
At least
Amazing.
At least it doesn't look terrible with the dress. Just makes the dress sparkly.
Now look shiny and slinky and, real good.
Yeah, Antler looks down at himself and goes, ridiculous. And then continues forward.
Okay, so, Xan, you leave the room, and, you unlock the door, and you find yourself in another room, and Abby then says, alright, no socializing here, I promise.
Oh, well, it could have gotten much worse.
I think you did great, by the way. You actually got Antler to, you know, be reasonable and social, so I'm counting that as a win. But now is the test of the mind. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you have to answer all three of them correctly to get to your final room.
Sounds extremely normal.
It is a game show. We gotta hit a certain amount of tropes here.
I sense that there's a catch to this.
So, question 1, and there are 3 doors. One is labeled yes, one is labeled no, and one is labeled maybe. And question 1, would you smooch a skeleton?
I at this point, I don't believe that Xan, like, has seen Antler with his hood down, so he does not know what this question is getting at.
Exactly.
Antler sees it and sends a glare at wherever he thinks the camera might be again. Because they shouldn't know that he's been careful about keeping his hood up.
And Zan is just, um, uh, hmm. He goes to the maybe door. He's just like, well, uh, I don't know. If we got to know each other, I guess? Maybe?
Perfect. So you enter the maybe door, and you find yourself in another room, and a little burst of confetti shut like down because yeah, yay! And the only door which didn't lead into the second room was the no door.
Presumably the no door just leads to a pit of fire.
Oh, not fire, but definitely a pit. It's a pit of glitter glue.
Of course it is.
So now you're in the next room, and again, same yes, no, maybe. Question 2 is, are you here for your own game?
Anne has to think about this one. Goes through the no door.
You are now in the third room, and the no door was the only door which led into this third room.
Yay.
So you answered the question, yay! And question, same amount of little confetti, like brrr. And question 3, do you believe in love? Yes, no, maybe.
And like this long pause is like diegetic because he has to stop and think about this one. And he even like takes a moment to just like glance over the Antler side of things and see how he's doing.
Antler is staring at a very, very, very tall wall.
Oh my god.
And there's just an arrow that says climb.
Oh no.
Give me a second. I'm just gonna. Okay. I'm just gonna roll dex. 14.
Okay, so you get a grip easily enough, but there's a lot of wall here, and through the first like 20 feet of it, you're all right. But I need you to roll me an athletics check.
Yep, that's fine. It's my athletics. Not as bad as I thought. Ten.
Okay, so you only manage to get up 2 more feet before you realize that if you climb anymore, one of your arms is gonna pop off.
Oh no.
So you are 3/4 of the way up this wall.
And how 3/4 you said?
Yeah.
And how much? I guess how much in feet would be left?
About 15.
15. Could Antler use Misty Step to close the?
Yes.
Okay, Antler's gonna cast Misty Step to get the rest of the way.
You just sort of pop up onto the top of the wall, and you almost fall off the other end because like you also have to get down the other side.
Remind me to find a spell book that has Featherfall in it. Antler sighs, checks his arms, and then he begins. I think he'll pause to see how Xan is doing.
Yeah, Xan still has to answer if he believes in love.
Oh, don't you have a fun one? And then Antler will begin climbing down.
Okay, I need you to roll me just a Constitution check.
Okay. Just straight Constitution?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's a d20. 11!
Alright, I'll take that. That just means that once you get within about like 10 feet of the ground, your arm pops off. So you land and you take a little bit of damage.
What counts as a little bit?
Like 3 points.
Okay.
Your butt hurts.
And he's just laying on the ground, just... His arm is still clinging to the wall.
Your arm then, like, about, like, 30 seconds later falls off.
Yep. You just hear a sort of peel sound as the... Actually, no, it's more of the sound of, like, chalk scraping as the nails are trying to stay dug in, but no, it comes off. Lands on him.
Oh, boy.
He just grabs his arm and pops it back in, very annoyed.
Congratulations, you have passed my wall test.
Oh, goody. So much fun. Are you done yet?
No.
And what have you, Xan? Have you decided an answer yet?
Xan has actually closed his eyes and has started murmuring to himself, no, of course. It's the context that makes the difference, you know. They're asking about a particular sort, and I don't really...
What was that?
Oh, No, you don't want something. It's nothing. Yes, Yes, I've made my decision. And he goes through the yes door.
Alright, you then emerge into your final room, which is just like, I would call it a dentist or a doctor's waiting room. There are, like, magazines and, like, somewhat comfy chairs, and the air smells, like, vaguely of antiseptic.
Huh.
And a little burst of confetti comes down, but it is then quickly swept up because, you know, this is a professional environment.
Where does Antler end up?
Antler, you have landed inside of this fake castle, and says, Antler, your final trial. Well, actually, your final trial is the next one. Your second trial. You must face your greatest fear.
Oh, goody. And what would you
And,
know about my greatest fear?
And you get the odd feeling of being looked at on the inside. More than you would know, Antlered King.
Mind your place.
Certainly, as it is above you. And the intercom then clicks off.
An Antler walks forward.
You walk forward and, hey, Fable, what would you say that his worst fear is?
His worst fear? The problem is his worst fear's kind of already happened.
Yeah, so what's his worst fear?
Being forgotten.
Okay, so you head into this room, and, you are in the middle of nothing. It's just black.
What is this?
Your voice doesn't make any sound when you speak.
Antler takes a breath that he may or may not need, and I guess he just... actually, you know what? He will cast the spell Dancing Lights to see if
No light emerges.
He dispels Dancing Lights.
You have no hands. You have no arms. You have no legs. You are absolutely nothing, Antler King.
I am not nothing.
And then all of a sudden, someone walks through you.
I am not Nothing.
A small child just kind of walks right through your legs to follow their mother, and then that person says, "Hey, can we get ice cream?" And like just bunches of people living their lives, doing everything that they usually do, uh, completely unaffected by you or anyone else from your time. You are completely just nothing. You're nowhere. You are no one, and you are watching the very small town of Bottom Rock.
Full of sand.
It's full of sand.
Oh, and I imagine he's looking at where his castle used to be, huh?
Yeah, the cliff is still pretty distinct, and you recognize that cliff. You recognize the hill. What you don't recognize is the little building, the little school building, the little like with the playground on the outside and all of the kids hanging out, and then uh the sign next to it that says when the school was established, which was a good 100 years ago, maybe 200, and you realize that you didn't matter at all.
Antler looks upward. And what does this hope to prove? I've seen this place before.
There is no response because, again, you're not worth it. I'm gonna say that Xan, you can see all of this, and you're kind of like confused because it's just like a straight staircase. Like it's just a staircase.
He goes, uh, Antler King, is something wrong?
No. Everything is fine.
A teenage girl walks through you, Antler, and just tries very hard to not drop her ice cream. Her sand ice cream.
Delicious.
Tell me something, Xan. What is it that you are able to see?
There's a staircase. I think you just need to keep moving forward.
And that is exactly what I intend to do. And Antler will walk forward.
All right, so Antler, you continue walking forward, and you climb this hill, and you head up the stairs towards the schoolhouse where your home used to be. And there's a door in front of you into the schoolhouse, and you just the door is open, so you walk in, and you find yourself in a school building. There are kids everywhere. There is like joy and happiness for the future, and there's latent magic in this area, which you know is there because you fostered it. You were the one who made it so any of this was possible, so that even after the erasure, there was some seed of something left. But these kids don't know that. These kids don't care. These kids don't know you. They don't know what you did or what you sacrificed or what you want to be or what you have been. They don't care. They just live.
Antler keeps moving forward.
And a little kid is running to go down to the stairs to get to their classroom, and they bump into Antler's legs.
Antler stops and looks down at the kid.
And the kid, who looks astonishingly like Ruby, looks up at Antler and says, "Hi."
Hello.
I'm late.
Then you should hurry along.
Well, you looked lost.
What of it?
Well, when someone's lost, you're supposed to help them.
And I suppose you know the way to go.
Yeah, I've been going to the school for a couple of years, and I was real nervous at the start, but I'm really glad this place is here, because I've made a lot of friends. And this child who looks a lot like Ruby just kind of smiles to themselves and then holds out a hand and says, do you need help?
Antler stares at this child and the little hand that's been offered to him. Before he looks up again and instead says, Xan, you still see stairs, correct?
Does he?
Xan, you can see a kid. It looks, you don't know Ruby, but it still looks like Ruby. Like, you guys are seeing the same kid.
No, there's a child there with you, isn't there?
There is. And what were to happen if I took your hand?
Well, I'd show you where to go. And, maybe we could be friends.
Antler slowly reaches out a hand and takes the small one.
And the child grips and says, oh, I love making new friends. My name is Abby. What's yours?
Oh, Antler's trying so hard not to twitch at that name. I am the Ant. You may call me Antler for now.
And the kid's face absolutely lights up like a Christmas tree, which I've already said, but who gives a crud? It's a good simile. It lights up like a candle. And this child starts leading you through the school, through the winding hallways. And Xan, from your end, you can see that this child is leading Antler over the like this sort of catwalk over pitch black, and you can hear growls and snaps of strange beasts in the depths. Basically, if you hadn't chosen to give this kid a chance, you would have had to just walk blindly in the dark and possibly get eaten by something.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, it's good you've got someone to guide you.
Good is relative.
And the kid, you finally reach the other side of the hallway, and the kid is now abstract.
I do not appreciate this game you're playing.
Well, it is a game.
It's in poor taste.
Well, you have to play to win anything. Besides, I think you can handle it, Mr. King.
And where to
or
next?
Or would you say you can't?
Where to next, abstract?
Oh, no worries. This next one is a breeze.
How literal are we talking?
Yeah, really.
I would say mildly. Just, come on. And, Abby leads you to the next room, and it's a really crowded room full of people, and Abby says, I thought you might enjoy this one, actually. Make the people get out of your way.
Antler looks at Abstract, and he looks at that. Wait, what kind of room is it? Is it just a regular room?
It's a large ballroom, and it's full of people. Like it's packed, and you have your instruction is just get the people to move so you can get out the door at the end.
All right. I think Antler's gonna pause and look at Xan's room.
Xan, you are still in the waiting room. What are you doing?
He's just been kind of spectating Antler's side, really. Sort of, he took a seat after a couple minutes because it sort of seems like that's what he could do. Like, I don't know if there's a door in there. If he would have tried it.
There is a door, but and it is open, but every time you open the door, you can hear like important doctory sounding voices.
Okay.
So what does he do?
Is there something I'm supposed to be doing here, or?
And you don't get any response. So you are just either left to wait or take the plunge.
I just realized
Well-
Owl can't read what I'm typing. I'm sorry. I have to go to the bathroom really badly. Can we take like a really quick
Yes.
break so I could go to the bathroom
Yes.
real quick?
And now for our commercial break.
Boo. I'm gonna pause the recording as well, and I will be right back. I swear. And I am back. Okay.
Okay. So Xan has been standing at the door, and after a couple of minutes, he's like, "It's a waiting room. Surely I'm supposed to wait." But after a couple seconds, like, he remembers literally the advice that he just gave to Antler. It's like, right, just move forward, and he's going to go through the door and look for whatever is beyond it.
You go through the door, and on the other end of the door is not doctors or doctory things. It's a sort of lovely romantic dinner that's been set up. Like there's starlight, and someone is like serenading, and there's a big plate of pasta and meatballs, and like a couple glasses of wine.
Wow.
And
Also
Xan just
candles.
goes, I see.
Da da bella noche.
It's like, well, I guess I go from one waiting room to another.
And we flash back over to Antler. And Antler, what are you doing to make these people move?
What is he doing? Antler is going to stand up to his full height. Walk over to the. I guess he's just gonna walk over to the very edge of the crowd. Are these people? Or are they like? I don't know.
These are like people. These are fellow Toons.
Ah, okay. I think he's gonna look at the first Toon in front of him and just go, "Excuse me."
And this Toon, who happens to be an object head, but in the rubber hose style, just kind of turns his head and says, "You gotta wait in line like the rest of us, mister."
Fortunately, I do not think I have the time for a waiting line, as you said it. Waiting for what?
I don't know, but it's something important.
And
And I ain't gonna miss it.
Antler's,
No siree, you know.
Antler's pretty
You know, last time I missed, and this Toon continues to like talk.
As he's talking, Antler's just gonna look over the crowd to see what's at the very end. To see if they're actually
the
waiting.
door.
Just a door. They're all just waiting to go to the door.
Yeah.
Antler slowly looks at. Well, it was wonderful talking to you. And Antler's just gonna move on down the line. Down the. I guess it's a line instead of a crowd.
Hey, no cuts! Yeah, get back in line! Yeah!
I have not moved into the line. Will you all please calm down? This is ridiculous.
We don't trust like that!
Great. Antler's gonna look at this crowd. Let's see. Alright, let's see how this goes.
Remember that Abby said, I think you might enjoy this one.
Yeah, I know. So what's gonna happen is Antler's going to cast Antler's gonna cast Minor Illusion and basically make it look very, very dark over him as he looms over these tunes, who I'm positive he's taller than.
Yeah, everyone
tall
here is
man.
shorter than him.
Yep. And he will look directly down at them, make sure the dark abyss of his hood is well within view of them, and just says, "If you don't mind, I have places to be. So would you kindly move out of my way?"
You're gonna have to roll charisma for that.
Can I roll
Intimidation.
Can I roll
specifically.
intimidation? Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. I'm just like, you have to roll to make them move.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll intimidation then. Oh, I don't want
Yep.
to look. 12. No.
Ah.
That
Oh,
that
did you add
unfortunately-
your plus from the dress?
Oh
Yeah,
shoot.
that would be a 13.
It'd be a 13. That didn't go.
If Xan, if you can figure out any way to give him like a tip, I will say he passes if he uses that tip.
Xan will be sort of watching all this with vague interest. He's, I don't know, he wasn't sure what he was expecting exactly, but honestly, Hitler was a lot more polite than he anticipated. Goes, have you tried giving them something else to be interested in?
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. An ice cream truck or something. They just seem to want to not miss out on something.
What is an ice cream truck? You
Oh,
underestimate how old this dude is. I think Antler's just gonna tilt his head back and sigh and drop the darkness of the minor illusion. Okay. Instead, he's gonna go. Oh look! It appears there's another door. And cast minor illusion again. And point to the right side of the room, to the right wall, where a big double door now is.
That'll fucking do it. All the tunes go, another door, and they all run to the other side of the room,
Ta-da!
Antler just
almost trampling Antler.
Yeah, Antler gets out of the way real quick. Oh boy. Antler just shakes his head. If someone wants to roll insight on that as he's walking towards the actual door. But for flavor, I will say it's a slightly amused shake of his head.
Aw.
Aw. Sorry, Xan.
Very good.
Xan is just like, hmm, more diplomatic than I might have first guessed.
And
It,
Antler, you open the door, you head through, and you are now in the fancy Italian starlit night with Xan. And for the first time, you two are seeing each other like face to face since like that morning when Xan dropped all of his groceries in front of you.
ah.
Antler is in a slinky, rather like nice dress, with
Covered in
the
glitter.
gloves and the boa and a hood, and basically he looks really nice. And then we've got Xan, and you would not think that 70s dance fair would be like impressive, but on like Xan and the way he's wearing it, it just ends up sort of like uh it just ends up looking sort of it's one of those like polyester shirts that has like a big V in the neck. And basically if you're an old man skeleton who appreciates older old men, I'd assume that it's just like, oh wow, Xan, he sure does not look awful in that suit. Basically you both look very nice.
Yay. um, and Xan gives a sort of sheepish grin and goes, "Well, uh, it could have gone a lot worse, I suppose."
This is ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely. But we are in Inkwell after all.
Yes, there are at least some things that don't change. An Antler will make his way towards one of the chairs.
You sit down in your chair, and there's just one big plate of pasta between the two of you, but you each have your own fork, and you each have your own glass of wine, and basically you're sitting down and you're being serenaded.
Antler doesn't pick up a fork, he doesn't touch the glass of wine.
He's a skeleton.
He's a skeleton, he doesn't eat.
Zan feels a little awkward about eating while his companion is just standing there and watching. But after a bit, he will, it's been a weird, somewhat exhausting, if not completely terrible day. He will uh, eat some spaghetti.
So the two of you basically relax, and you have a moment to breathe. And Antler, you're finally able to sit, and at least you're like, oh man, there's still glitter on me, but at least now I've managed to get all the glue off, because like that at least happened.
Yeah.
And you take the book that you've been carrying and you set it on the table, and uh, and Xan, you're just like, you're having some food because it's been a long time since you started this game show, and you are hungry from all that dancing and heavy thought. So
Um, Zan, like, oh god, he might try to start some conversation with Antler, but also it feels very awkward. He's just like, um,
What is.
yeah, no, honestly, he just like keeps almost saying something and never quite gets the words out.
I think by the third time Xan tries saying something, Antler finally speaks up. He's been watching Xan quietly, with his hands just neatly folded on his lap. But finally, he just goes and says, "So what is it you intend to wish for,
Oh,
if you don't mind me asking?"
well, there are some people I'm looking after who are in uh not particularly good situation. I've been trying to break their curse, as it were, and have had limited success. So
A curse.
this felt like a good opportunity.
I was about to say you do not strike me as a doctor.
Ha, no, not so much. Um, but wizardly duties, and it feels like the least I can offer, and I'm willing to put up with a bit of absurdity and embarrassment for their sake.
Hmm. So it,
And
you,
oh,
you
sorry, go ahead.
no, you go on.
I I was just going to ask you the same. I know you weren't especially enthusiastic about all this, but um, what what brings you in?
Uh, Antler looks at you, Xan. He glances off to the side. Antler has no illusions that they're probably still being watched by an audience and abstract. Well, I'm not keen in hiding it by any means. I intend to retake my throne.
Um, the Antlered King, correct?
Yes.
Um, Hold on. I am going to have Zan roll history because he is a real kind. He
He's
could possibly know.
he could possibly know.
Yeah, roll some history.
Ah, boo.
Uh,
That's a 10.
I feel like being real kind. You Can I argue that he could have an advantage on it just because you're real kind, so you. What are the chances you've heard about myths?
And like literally Zan is like a mage who is interested in Einquell specifically.
All right, I'll
So,
say that'll do advantage then. Yeah.
oh, it's a 10 again.
Oh my god!
The
I'll
dice are
just say
just
that
like
a 10
no.
is enough. You have heard of the erasure, and also you have heard of the Antlered King, but only in passing, and you have no clue what like his fucking deal actually was. But like you heard that he used to rule over a sizable portion of Inkwell, but like then the world exploded. Sort of like in the way that some people are like, oh, you know about Henry VIII, right? And people are like, he was an England dude, right?
I will say because of like the 10 roll, he's like, do you hear the name a while back? And it's been sort of one of those things where he's like, that sounds familiar. And finally he's like, uh, the the one from the legends.
Antler tilts his head a little bit. Yes,
I
apparently the history of me has only survived in myth, it would appear. But yes.
you're and Zan is like sitting up a little straighter. Then you're my goodness. That, that you're from before the erasure.
Yes, I'm very old, if that's what you're getting at.
And like Zan's mouth is like slightly agape. He's like, oh, oh, you're a living legend. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I had my notebook. I have oh would you be interested in an interview sometime? There is so much you could I'm sorry, I'm being very forward. That's fascinating. Um
It is. Oh, no, it is fine. Though you surprise me with your enthusiasm.
I've um I've been studying Einquell and what makes it the way it is for a few decades now, but of course there are very few records from before the erasure. That that sort of knowledge is lost to time, except you're here. That, that that's incredible.
I suppose. Mm. Depending on how this all... And he gestures to the room around them with some amount of slight disinterest, disdain. Antler, however this all ends, I suppose I would not object to an interview, you said.
Oh, that yes, absolutely.
I cannot promise that how I remember how things were before the erasure. I cannot promise they are not slightly biased.
Well, that is the nature of first-hand accounts. Um, truly, just oh goodness, I should have realized. And he's like looking at you up and down. The artistic style, it's completely. Oh my goodness, how did I not realize?
Antler's just sitting very still and kind of glad he's got his hood up at the moment.
Yeah, Xan is just looking really excited suddenly. Um, and he um gives Antler a big grin and goes, um, thank you. This is actually goodness. I would never have guessed that this is where my day would lead me, but
I doubt either of us could have guessed this is where we'd have ended up.
no, I suppose not. No matter how long you stay in Einquell, there's always things to surprise you.
Indeed. Antler glances down for a second and seems to be thinking about something. For taking a breath and sighing. Because it's killing his pride a little bit, but I do apologize for my behavior earlier today.
What do you mean?
I do not apologize for being upset upon coming here. I feel I was well within my right to not be in the best
No,
of moods.
I think that's perfectly reasonable.
No, I'm referring to before we ended up here.
Oh, the groceries. Well, apology accepted.
Antler's not gonna say anything else.
Then after a moment, goes, I take it you don't eat.
No, I'm... it is better to show you. God damn it.
The cops.
The cops, they're coming for Antler. Oh no. They're coming for the old man. Hold on, I'm just gonna let them pass by real quick. Yes,
Patrick, I'm the maniac!
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Okay.
Now he's in the mailbox. Now he's in the streetlight.
Okay, I think it's okay. They're gone now. What was I saying? Wait, it is better to just show you instead of explain. Explaining will take longer, and he'll reach up and draw his hood back. He won't fully remove it, but the darkness that's usually covering his face wanes a bit, and Xan can see Antler's face.
Ah, I see. Oh. Oh! And he's suddenly remembering the "will you kiss a skeleton" question. He goes, well, that does track.
Mm.
And he just like takes a big old swig of wine.
and
Glug glug.
and Antler tugs his hood a little bit, and the darkness falls right back over his face. Skeleface is gone.
Only the mystery teeth remain.
Yep. So.
So, once you guys have finished your big heart-to-heart, I didn't want to interrupt because it was real good character shit, bro. So, finally, Abstract walks into the room and looks between the two of you and says, so how was date night?
Could have been worse.
A wonderful opportunity to branch out.
I'm glad you thought so. Now, it's time for your heart's desire. But I did tell you that there is a catch. There's only one heart desire, and there's two of you.
Of course.
If either of you had, watched the show, you would know that the heart's desire ends up being one item that both people end up either sharing or both using. How do you think that the wolf got infinite donuts and Miss Scarlet got her bakery?
Oh my god. God damn it.
So this prize is now jointly belonging to you both. And Abstract, you know those fancy dinner plates that have a cover dish thing?
Yeah, yes.
He whips one out. It's very big. He sets it down on the table. The food and stuff disappears without a mess. And then he lifts the fancy hood off of the dish, and it is a large, black sort of pot cauldron type deal. It looks like you could make some type of mystical potion in it. And it is engraved, and it has intricate runes and spells in it. And Abby says, this is your prize.
Antler's gonna look at Xan, and he's gonna, and it's a calculating look, even though you can't see his face.
This cauldron can brew a potion that restores any damage, but for a price. Ingredients not included, of course.
And Xan is also glancing back at Antler. Just of this thing of what sort of price are we talking about here?
Rare ingredients, memories, whatever you can afford to spare, really. Basically, the more expensive of the materials put in, the less you have to give of yourself, and the less expensive the materials are, the more you have to give of yourself.
It is certainly some powerful magic. But I think it would be worth it.
It often works best with a team brewing with it. One might even say some lab partners.
Yes, thank you, Abby. I get it. um,
And Abby then just winks, and like an eye sort of forms out of the sort of like game board they have up for a face just so that they can wink.
Abstract,
wow.
you are exhausting. And then he will turn to Xan and gesture towards the pot. Let's begin.
Yes, let's.
The two of you sort of both touch the pot at the same time. This black vessel, this charcoal colored steel thing, and suddenly you are teleported away, whisked away. You are back where you started earlier that day, and your groceries are next to you, Xan, all nice and lined up. And Antler, you're just sort of standing, and you're both carrying this vessel by the handles, and you're standing in the middle of the street, and then you hear Abby Strack's voice from out of nowhere saying, "Thank you for playing. We hope you enjoy your prize." And maybe a little more. And it's like, and that's all for this week's of Who's Your Royal Cherry? And the audience goes, ship it!
Important question. Are they still wearing their costumes?
No, they're now wearing their original clothes.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
Their costumes are folded neatly and now put inside of the cauldron for ease of carrying.
Course. Wonderful.
It had to be a cult of all things.
Xan looks to Antler and goes, well, should we, work out a schedule to, figure out some potion brewing or something?
It would appear we have little choice. Very well. But Antler looks down at the cauldron between them with absolute disdain. It had to be a cauldron, didn't it?
Yeah.
I fucking love romantic sitcoms, and I've just made the best one ever!
Is this where the credits roll and we just slowly zoom out?
Two men in a cauldron. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh my God.
Two bros brewing up a potion. 5 feet
5
apart.
feet apart because they're not here.
Oh my God.
Wait, yeah. And that is the end of today's game.
Woo!
Yay.
I hope you had a good time. Thank you for playing with me. I now have exactly 15% phone battery, so I'm glad we started early.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm glad we managed to make that work because oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was fun.
I love doing stupid shit.
Ow.
It is your forte and I love it.
Ow, I'm gonna fight you.
And me just like making both of these old men very embarrassed and then confronting them with some of their worst fears.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's so rude and I love it.
This is great.
I have two modes, haha, funny, good time, and then, oh, yeesh, oh man, yikes mode.
God, yeah.
Oh man. At some point, like, yeah. At this exact moment, Xan is in full, oh my God, I bet a living piece of history, and then he's gonna have to be like, oh wait, he's a dick.
Yeah, and Antler's just kind of exhausted because, oh great, I'm gonna... Great, there's only one wish thing. At least I already said I was gonna meet up with this guy, but still, he's a little annoyed because now he's got to figure that out.
And it's just like, hey, you already knew he was kind of a dick, but the show did give the opportunity to say he's not always a dick 100% of the time.
He's capable of being not a dick.
Capable?
He has the ability.
Does he choose to be? Not always.
That will be the true test.
That will be the true test, yes. Should I stop the recording?
Yes.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
See y'all
Bye.
later. Bye.